Hello, Yu-Gi-Oh! My name is Matthew McGee, and I'm from Team OC. I'm here talking with Brandon Chavez, the owner and creator and just the magic man behind Gem Playmats.
How's it going, everybody?
So, we're here to interview him today to just kind of talk about what he's doing, how he got into the card game, just everything to do with what he's been doing in and outside of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community as well as other card game communities.
Oh, thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man, it's been a lot of fun being able to work with you. So, how did you get into card games, period? Like, what got you to be like, oh, card games are cool?
I've been playing card games since I was probably like 10.
Yeah.
I started with one of my good friends. He's actually my best friend. I was the best man at his wedding.
That's cool.
We've been playing, like I said, since we were little kids. And I guess it just never stopped. I mean, obviously, it's just like anything. You have your breaks. You kind of grow up a little bit, and it's interesting that that now that I'm an adult, that I think I play it more than I ever did when I was a kid.
Yeah, that tends to happen to a lot of people who come back to the game. So, when did you decide, like, oh, I want to be making playmats?
A lot of people ask me that. I kind of just woke up one day. I woke up one day and I said, I wonder if I can do something. I wonder if the thoughts or the things that are going on in my head, I wonder if I can bring it to life. And I went out to a place that's very well known for selling fabric. I found what we call Gem Original, which a lot of people are familiar with. Other YouTubers have done reviews on my product. House of Champs, more specifically, when I first made my prototype, they reached out to me, and it caught on.
Yeah.
And not even 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, after I had already announced my fabric, that competitors in the market or my competitors in the market now are using the product, the fabric that I said, I like this, and I think that this is gonna work great. So I guess I struck gold when I walked in that first shop, when I picked up my first roll of fabric. So.
Yeah, it's just like I go to like events, like I've been to regionals, I've been like not all over, but like around in like the California area, and I know people that are like on the East Coast, and everywhere I go, I'll always like line up my gem mat, and then somebody else lines up their gem mat, and we'll just be like, hey, like it's actually like it's doing like really well. Like I see people come from like all over, like
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting how quick this caught on.
Yeah.
Just because literally I when I started doing this, it was because I just wanted to see if I could. And I only started selling them because I wanted to make the money back that I spent on them.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
It's turned into this. It's become a. I would consider myself a standard now in the mat making.
I would
business.
too. I mean, these things are great. Like I own one of these Sunjo mats. I've owned it ever since like release. I bought it on release, and it's been like really good to me. Like it hasn't like broken down or anything. These things, like these just works of like art hold up over like a long time. Like I haven't really seen mine like get dirty or anything.
Well, I mean, and also as well, we also have to keep in mind that I've only been doing this for 3 months, so we don't know how long it's gonna take.
It's only been 3 months?
About 3 or 4 months.
Jeez,
technically my first prototype came out in September, but I didn't actually do a mass production until the Senjo run, which was the first mat that you got, and it was the first mat that I've ever actually like made. Took a lot of time to sit down and hours and hours and hours of designing on the mat, and it got great reviews for my first initial release of something. So honestly, my Senjo that's my baby. That's my pride and joy. So
yeah, man. So I kind of want to like talk about a little bit about like each of these mats. I also want to talk about the prototype and kind of like where like your design inspiration comes from, because like I see like there's obviously a lot of like Eastern themes on this one. You obviously went with a commonly known I can't quite remember the name, but there's a franchise out there that looks a lot like this.
Yeah.
I can't quite put my finger on it.
It's a little out of the world.
And
yeah.
now you're working for like teams, and you're making a map for ARG for
Right.
their tournaments is like pricing and stuff, and it's like.
So this is actually probably the first look that everybody's getting on the ARG mats. This hasn't been released to anybody yet, just because we're still in production technically. Today is the 16th, so I don't know when this video is going to come out. Hopefully you guys will have them by the time the video comes out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the art inspiration, it kind of just comes to me. It's not anything that I would say that I sit down and I really think about, in a sense of what's the next hot thing. What I do sit down and I research a lot, like what I did for the Senjo, and it took me so long to do it, is that I did a lot of research on Japanese art, because that's essentially what it is.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make sure that everything was accurate, that this was an actual piece of Japanese art when I penned it out, when I obviously photoshopped it, because all this is pretty much made on Photoshop. And I think that's what probably takes the most time when I like grab inspiration off of something, is literally doing the research on it. Aztec, obviously, a lot of people don't know this about me, but I took I took a lot of pre-Columbian art classes.
Really?
Yeah, so the Aztec mat is extremely accurate to the key.
Yeah,
so.
I'm really excited to see that, man. I really like Aztec art.
Yeah, so that one should be out later this month, February. So it's in production technically as we speak, but I haven't released any details on it just yet.
Yeah,
so.
no deadlines, but it's coming.
Yeah.
Be ready. Something else I've noticed is that like right out the gate, like as soon as the Senjo hit, the secondary market was already like hugely like inflating prices and stuff. And you know, with other like mat companies, that does happen, but it's like so strange to see that like right out the gate. And that's not saying like, oh, like people are just like, you know, trying to like scam people or whatever. I think that's like a testament. Because personally, I'm a huge advocate for these mats, and like I think it's worth that like secondary market price. Obviously, it's better if you can get it retail, but like they're that expensive for a reason, and like, you know, they are limited quantity. Like
right. I think that's probably one of the biggest things about the reason why people like my stuff. It's mostly because hey Paul, how's it going, brother? I think a lot of people like what I do simply because I don't do a lot of it. So when I make these, like for example, the Central Run, I made roughly like 150, if that.
Yeah.
I can't remember off the top of my head actually went out to people, but it was a very, very low quantity. And I mean, obviously you remember when you first bought it.
3 minutes.
Yeah, they were gone pretty quickly. Surprisingly, to me at least, it's just because, like I said, it was so new that I didn't realize people actually really liked what I did.
Yeah.
And like I said, I have to give a lot of thanks, I would say, to Jonathan Moore, who he really put me on the map.
Yeah.
But I think that his, I guess, work that he did for me, it wasn't in any way done in vain, I guess you would say, because I take a lot of time on these. I make sure that I hand inspect. I literally sit there, and that's probably a reason why I take so long when I release these things, is that I literally sit there and hand inspect every single mat, every single one. People are familiar with this type of material, not necessarily mine, but this type of material having issues with fraying, for example, little strings hanging out. I really don't have that problem.
Yeah.
Because I literally, I prep these, I sit down, and I hand cut these. I sit there and I'll hand cut every single one. So, for example, Empire took a little while for me to get out because I did 300 pieces.
Yeah.
300 pieces by myself is a lot of time.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah, that's I think that's what sets me apart from a lot of the other companies out there, is that I excuse my language, but I give a shit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Yeah, just the amount of like, and like you give back to the community too. Like I've been on Facebook streams and like you like to give back maybe some like extra copies or some other like production copies that come out, you know, to maybe people who can like get them on release or something like that. And you just seem to be like really involved with the community, and I can tell that's been like your priority. So
Right. It's mostly because I am a part of the community.
Yeah.
Like I am you guys. I go to the events and I see people out there and I shake people's hands, and I've had people ask me to sign their mats. I've had people ask me to take pictures with them, and it's a little surreal just because obviously in such a short time period, I mean, a lot of people already know my face, and it probably has to do a lot with the live streams that I do. But it's not because I want something back from people. I literally give back because you guys are the people that help me. You guys are the people that buy my stuff.
Yeah.
And the gratitude that I have towards everybody that's ever gone onto it, even just to visit my website just to see who I am, it's unbelievable that the amount of love that I have for the community. So when I do these things, it's also because, to be honest with you, I give away things because I want people to come and talk to me and tell me, you know, either they don't like this about my product or they want this, they want to see something new. And that's what I want to hear. I want people to give me feedback of the stuff that I do. And I wouldn't say that, you know, my stuff's perfect, but I guess that's the only way for me to try and like squeeze feedback out of somebody. So yeah, pretty much that's probably the biggest reason why I give a lot of stuff away. Man. And plus, I mean, I also think about it like this: if I was you guys, I mean, I don't know. I would want the opportunity to maybe get something for free from somebody. I mean, I spent a lot of money. If I was a consumer, obviously, of my own product, I spent a lot of money on this stuff. I mean, my mats are. People say for the quality of product that I make that my mats are fairly cheap. I don't think my mats are cheap at all. On the contrary, I think that they're kind of expensive just because the cost that goes into them. And if I was a consumer and I'm spending, you know, $50 on a mat, $45 on a mat, I mean, give back to me. You know what I mean? I'm helping you out. I'm helping grow your company. You know, give back to us. So, yeah.
This man, this man, I mean, you see him everywhere for a reason. He's been doing these interviews on people's channels just because, like, we want you guys to know about him. I know this dude personally. He's a really nice guy, and he does a lot for the community, just like as a whole, not even as the producer of a playmat. He plays the game. He understands the player. Like, he is the player. One of us. But like,
by the player, he means that I play Yu-Gi-Oh, which that's,
yeah,
I mean, I played Pokemon for a little bit just because, you know, I got kind of bored playing Yu-Gi-Oh, but I'm back.
Yeah, you're back?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, once again, just like, thank you for having this interview with us. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
One question that I want to leave people who leave these interviews with is, if you had one favorite card art in the game, what would it have to be? First thing that pops into your mind.
My favorite card is a Neospatian Grand Mole. I don't know why.
Neospatian Grand Mole, you heard it first. It's now $30 on TCG Player. Don't buy into the hype, it's ultimate rare. It'll go down in like a week. Thank you very much, Yu-Gi-Oh! I'll see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.